This program is designed and produced by the community with the support of TVCogeco.
On In Good Company, we're at Virox Technologies to meet with Randy Pilon, the CEO and president of Virox Technologies, as well as FusionCast. And he's also got some interesting plans in the hopper for some new businesses. Come on, let's go inside and meet Randy. Hi, good morning, Randy.
Hey, Wendy, how you doing?
Great. Well, thanks for hosting us today.
Absolutely.
So, first off, who's this?
Well, this is the company mascot. That's Coco. She came here, I guess, about 4 years ago, just for a quick visit, and the staff kind of fell in love with her, and we haven't been able to remove her since. So she's part of the company now.
Well, she looks very happy and content.
Yeah, she's enjoying it. Stick around long enough, you'll see her fly around the reception, and Joyce will have to track her down.
Very good.
Yeah.
So how long have you been here in Oakville?
We've been in Oakville about 10 years, in this specific facility for about, it's going on 6. Yeah, so we had this custom fitted for us. It was about a 2-year-old building, and we did a purchase of the building and had it completely built to our specifications inside and out. So we've got about 46,000 square feet here.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
And how many employees do you have?
We've got about 50 people.
Oh, okay.
50 people in the building, yeah.
And I noticed that your logo is, or your motto is "In Good Company." So we're a good fit.
Yeah, well, we're pretty proud of our strategic alliance base around the globe. We've got tier 1 companies representing our technology in all parts of the world, and so we like to share that with our people as a first impression as they come in.
Very good. And so, what do you do at this facility?
Well, we're a technology company in disinfection sterilization using peroxide. And what we do is anything to do with disinfecting hands, surfaces, or devices. And so we have 7 globally issued patents and about 6 pending. And we license them to different companies, such as Bayer, for example, who's in animal health, Diversey, who's part of Sealed Air Corporation, a large public company. In the institutional sector, Deb is well known in the hand care sector. Steris is well known in devices, medical device sterilization, and of course Sycan in the dental area. So everywhere where disinfection sterilization is needed, we've got a tier 1 partner. One of the new ones we're very proud of, we just added, is Bissell, which is a very storied consumer household company. So you're going to see our products come to the consumer front in the year ahead.
Oh, well, that sounds like an exciting development.
It is, yeah.
So will you take us on a tour?
Sure.
Thank you. So where are we going first?
We're going to the Research and Development Lab. We call it our Open Innovation Team. And what they do is we do everything from product development, formulation screening, to testing for quality assurance and validation as products go out the door. One of the new areas that we're focusing on is what's called compatibility testing. In other words, there's many medical device companies such as Philips, Siemens, etc.
Medtronic.
GE. Absolutely, where their technology is used in hospitals and it needs to be reprocessed or disinfected. So they send us their equipment to validate with our chemistry, because we're used in about 600 of the 7 hospitals in Canada. So if you're not compatible with our technology, you need to find a way to be.
Right,
in order for your products
here
to be used. Yeah, we'll do all kinds of substrate testing, etc. And that's what this team does. So there's about 8 people here in our Open Innovation Team.
And they're all scientists?
Science-based, yeah. We've got a couple that are, of course, chemical engineers, professional engineers. We've got one that's got his doctorate in chemical engineering. In fact, we helped him, we put him through that process at the University of Waterloo, helped him get his PhD. So we're quite proud of that. We're big on education here, and we spend a lot of money on our people.
And you yourself are big on your own personal education, as I understand it.
Yeah, I believe in continuous improvement, and at the end of the day, just because you have a degree or an MBA, I mean, if you got your MBA before the internet existed, I think you should update. So to me, it's all about continuous improvement. If a doctor has to go for continuing education, why shouldn't a business person?
Very good.
That's the way I look at it.
And that's how that's one of your philosophies for all your employees?
Absolutely. What we do is we have a process internally where people during their review process once a year can propose continuous education options for themselves, and if we think it's relevant to their role here at Virox or where they will grow into the company, we will reimburse them upon successful completion.
Terrific. So why does this say it's a restricted area, keep out? I'm very interested.
That is...
biohazard.
Yeah. That is a area where we test bacteria, we test viruses, and we test spores for their susceptibility to our formulations and our R&D process.
So what type of viruses have you tested? Is there anything that we'd be familiar with?
They would be on the virucidal side. It would be nothing too scary. Probably polio. Would be the one that.
No Norwalks or SARS or anything like that?
No, those would be done in controlled environments.
So you're focused on preventing the spread of bacteria?
Bacteria, viruses, spores, etc. And in this biohazard room here, what we do is we have a myriad of bacteria that we test to see the susceptibility of those bugs to our formulations that are either on the market or in development so that we can continuously improve them.
And this is obviously your manufacturing production area?
Yes, it is. This is where products are manufactured for our partners, most of which are Canadian demand-based because of the regulatory rules in Canada. It's better to make registered products, Health Canada registered products, in the country that they're being sold in. And so as opposed to our partners importing them, we make them here for them. I'm
using some of your product that you made here.
There you go.
Excellent. So can we go into the production area?
Absolutely.
Okay. My hands are sanitized now.
Yeah, you're perfect.
It's noisy in here.
Yeah, it can be. So this is where products are put into containers, most of which are provided by our partners. So you'll see all kinds of different odd sizes. Here's a square one, for example.
Right.
This container would specifically fit into a dispensing system or mechanism that's unique to that customer. And wet wipes are one of the fastest growing sectors of infection control because you have a protocol that mandates a wipe and toss mentality. So you're guaranteed that whatever bugs you're disinfecting, you are also discarding and throwing into the trash. So it's become one of the more popular product lines, albeit they're a little more expensive than a spray and wipe. You've got a guaranteed protocol.
Right, and you don't have the dirty rag left over that you're reusing again and again.
Which is a big problem, even in the household kitchen sink, as we know.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to comment on the fact, I know our viewers can't smell this, but there's no smell in here.
Well, that's one of the big so whats about our technology and why we've become the product of choice in over 60 countries around the world, is that we don't have the harsh chemical smell. We don't have what's called volatile organic compounds, so nasty chemicals that are emitted in the air when you do disinfecting and sterilization. Exactly right. And so, you don't see people in here wearing breathers and having to handle the products with care. And as you just pointed out, there is no harsh smell in the air, which you would definitely have in traditional chemical plants.
So you're combining a lot of environmentally safe and sensitive product with a really effective product.
Right. Well, that's the whole premise for our patents, is that how do you patent peroxide? We patented the novelty of having a synergy of chemicals with peroxide that not only disinfect but don't have the volatility and the negative environmental impact. So that's the big so what, the novelty on the technology, and why we've become the product of choice in over 600 of the 700 hospitals in Canada alone.
Well, I know that you have lots of patents around the world. Will you show us some of them?
Sure.
Great.
Let's do that. So we'll take you back through into the main office here. As you come into the left, you're going to see a number of trademarks and patents that we have in countries all around the world. From, of course, United States to Japan to the European Union to Latin America.
And here's some Japanese patents, I see.
Absolutely, and this one here would be a trademark for this technology, which is, of course, the patent.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen a Japanese patent before.
Well, it's not easy to get because, of course, Japan is somewhat of a closed society. They like to protect their own developments and technology. So we were quite proud of pushing that through.
Oh, congratulations!
Talks to the novelty of what we've created. This is a good example of what we do. We've got our partners here represented. So the one constant theme you'll see is this accelerated hydrogen peroxide logo, which is sort of our version from a marketing perspective of Intel Inside. So you'll see that logo on the front panel either in long form or in short form, such as this.
AHP.
Right, on all of our partner brands.
Well, this is a very impressive wall. I note something very familiar to me. It's an Oakville Award for Business Excellence, Entrepreneur of the Year.
Yeah, we're quite proud of that one. That's why it's sort of front and center here back in, I believe it was 2005. Yeah, there it is, 2005, where we were recognized for our company and the novelty we brought to this sector.
And what else do you have up on this wall?
These are some of the other things that we do to sponsor, example, the community. This is a Habitat for Humanity. We've sponsored various community golf events, etc. Hospital for Sick Kids Foundation, the Ontario Long-Term Care Association. We try to give back to the community as best we can, of course.
Excellent. So where are we off to next?
I'm going to take you to our professional technical services group. This group, on par with our open innovation team, is basically the lifeblood of the organization. What this group does is they interact with all the experts around the world and help them understand why our technology is relevant and sustainable. And they also help our partners position our new technology in the rivalry of legacy disinfectants. Right. So when you have something that's genuinely new, people have to understand why.
Right.
You have to deal very succinctly in a clear, compelling, and memorable way with the so what when someone says you have something.
So you engage the thought leaders in the field, which in this case are the scientists,
that's right,
to be your champions and to educate them on how to use your product.
Yeah, that's right. So when I started the company 14 years ago, I found out who these people were, and there were about 30 plus, about 32, 34 of the opinion leaders or key influencers around the globe. And to this day, every quarter, they receive a hand-delivered courier from us talking about what the latest is from a scientific perspective at Virox, so that they use it in their writings, in their presentations, and they're just generally aware of what we're up to, and we treat them with that much respect.
And so are you involved in doing a lot of scientific journals?
We are. We've got about 12, 13 peer-reviewed publications on our technology from some of the most respected journals in the world in this space, including, the American Journal of Infection Control, etc. So some of them are on the wall here if you want to have a look.
Yeah, I'd like to see them. So this is one of your scientific journals?
Yeah, the American Journal of Infection Control is a premier journal dedicated to the space of preventing infections. And of course, we're very proud that we got peer-reviewed documents in 2 publications. More than that, there happens to be 2 featured on the wall here. And this one, for example, says, a new peroxide, flexible endoscope, compatible high-level disinfectant. So what does that mean? That means we're changing the way the world would disinfect endoscopes, flexible endoscopes, by having a safer, more efficacious product.
What's a flexible endoscope?
Well, that's what you would have, for example, which is common as you get to my age. Everybody wants to make sure that you're healthy, and they're doing colonoscopies on a regular basis.
Hence the end in the endoscope.
That's exactly, there, good one, yeah.
So this is really great. I don't feel like I'm in Oakville anymore. It looks more like downtown Toronto.
Well, yeah, we tried to capture that, the essence of the loft effect that you see in a lot of downtown businesses, where they're creating a comfortable environment that's interactive for their people to work in and feel that they're at home to a certain degree, because you spend a lot of time, obviously, in your job. And I mean, this table here converts to a pool table. We've got a big flat screen that comes down from the ceiling.
Great.
And
fireplace,
I'd be a liar
bar.
if I didn't tell you we had the odd hockey game and soccer game on from time to time. So.
Are there external invites?
There are.
Excellent.
There are.
Well, I'll look forward to mine.
Okay. And we use this space for company celebrations.
So you're going to introduce us to...
Well, Nicole is the face of one of our initiatives here at Virox on the social media side called the Talk Clean to Me blog, in conjunction with her colleague Lee Nesbitt. And what they've done is created a forum so that infection control people, or virtually just anyone who wants to interact and understand more about the relevance of prevention of infection using chemical disinfectants. And Nicole's quite well suited for that, as both her and Lee are from the science background with BSCs.
Well, thanks for showing us around Virox Technologies. It's quite impressive in terms of the amount of suppliers and clients you have.
Oh, thank you.
So, since we're in your office, thought we'd ask you a few personal questions about your background and how you got involved in the businesses that you're running. Are you from Oakville?
Not in Oakville. We're close enough, though. We're in Lorne Park. We've been there since, oh boy, 1987.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you started Virox in 1999. And what were you doing before you started it?
I was, my career was with a company called Bausch & Lomb, and I'd spent 14 years there. My most recent position was vice president, and they wanted me to be the general manager. However, this opportunity came up, and I had turned down enough global transfers with them to know my days were numbered. So I decided to just take the entrepreneurial route, and this opportunity came my way, and made the best of it.
It seems like you really have, and you haven't just run one business, you've actually expanded into other lines of businesses as well. Yeah,
well, again, Virox is our focus, and but you know, there's always that little, again, entrepreneurial bent where you look at new opportunities. And about 3 years ago, a technology came our way in the custom signage area, where traditionally, again, traditional signage made of metals is a very dirty business, and that's certainly not environmentally friendly. And a developer came up with a way to have that look, that image, and still have metal products, but without all the waste and the toxicity that comes out of making products in a traditional foundry. So we brought the signage industry a product much like in hardwood, you've got engineered wood.
Right.
Well, we've got engineered signage. So nobody's going to know it's not bronze unless you tell them. So we've done, for example, Glen Abbey Golf Course.
Oh,
the signage at Glen Abbey Golf Course, on the course and inside the buildings, is fusion cast. We're quite proud of that.
And this is from an Oakville company as well?
That's right. We're just up the street in a building that we purchased on Bristol Circle. It's about 20,000 square feet, and they've got a production facility and an amazing showroom.
And how many people are working there?
There's about 12 there now.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
And so this is one of the actual replicas of a sign?
Yeah, this would be just a small example that a salesman could carry around and show the uniqueness of the technology, that you've got that look of image of metal without the weight and without the, of course, cost.
And so, do you play Glen Abbey often? Are you proud to see
I'm not a
signs
golfer.
there?
I'm not a golfer, which is ironic because one of our biggest areas is golf focus. It's called On Course Media. It's a division, and you know, as you flip through here, you'll see, you know, here's Glen Cairn, you know, Muskoka Bay, Rocky Crest, Legends of Niagara, La Fontaine, and there's Glen Abbey.
Very
so,
nice.
you know, we've done a tremendous amount of work in the golf industry, and we're very proud of it. But me, myself, not a golfer. But I am a dog owner.
Yes.
And one of our newest ventures is we purchased some land out in Clarkson, and we decided that there's a bit of a niche opportunity, we think, for very, very high-end animal care, specifically dogs. So we're opening a place called Dog Days Night, which will be high-end daycare, night care. There'll be vet facilities. There will be retail. There will be a spa. There will be...
what do you do in a doggy spa?
A doggy spa? Oh, boy. You know, my daughter works in a dog spa. She got her degree at Sheridan in childhood education and went to work with dogs. But she tells me people come in and actually have their hair dyed for Halloween parties, that they do their nails in different colors and paints for events, so what have you. People will go to the extreme to pamper their pooch. And, you know, we'll do everything from just your traditional haircut and wash and blow dry to whatever it is you need. Yeah, it's going to be, but this will be a truly pampered pooch mentality. I wanted to call it the Bark Hyatt, but unfortunately I couldn't get the name.
Yes, unfortunately it is taken. Well, that's an exciting development. So you've got two lines of business that are booming and a new one about to be launched. What do you see as some of the challenges ahead for the different businesses that you're involved with?
Well, I mean, they're unique unto themselves. You know, Virox is in a very, very strong space where infection control products are being used more often by people that traditionally use them, and they're being used now by people who didn't traditionally use them.
Right.
When I wrote the business plan for Virox, you weren't disinfecting handrails and elevator buttons at the First Canadian Place. Today, everything's disinfected and cleaned. So that space is growing, and as people that are not skilled with disinfectants get asked to use them more broadly, from school boards to restaurants, they will orientate to the safest products, and that's where we win. And so again, the challenges on the Dog Days Night side is basically getting the permits to build the place. We've really struggled with the city of Mississauga to get that done. It's been a couple of years, and we're pretty close to finishing the going over the finish line, but we're absolutely confident in the business model that there's going to be serious demand for pet care, especially in the Oakville, East Oakville, Lorne Park area, where you know, people are crazy about their dogs. Just go to any dog park and see just how active and busy they are. So there'll be a complete social media aspect to this where it'll be very interactive.
Right.
And then, of course, on the signage place, we have perfected the technology, and we are now focused on expansion, and we're signing up sort of North American-wide distributors partners to take this new technology to the marketplace. So it's all about now awareness, right? So traditional business models, awareness, trial, acceptance. We're in the awareness phase here, and we'll be moving into the awareness phase on Dog Days Night as well. Virox is beyond that into the acceptance phase, and now it's about global growth.
And in terms of the model that you're using for Fusion Cast, are you following some of the same models that you developed and perfected with Virox? In terms of
As a matter of fact, that's a very good question, because I believe in strategic alliances. And you know, our goal, for example, in Fusion Cast is not to have 25 reps running around. It's to utilize partners and relationships where they already have people in place that are going to those points of distribution. And how can we be an additional offering and grow their business? Because everybody's looking to, you know, optimize their resources, financial and human. So how can we take our offering and complement someone that's already going there and doing that? And in Virox, it's the same thing. So we create an infection control line of chemicals for SciCan in the dental industry where they didn't have chemical disinfection. They had machines and sterilization machines and devices. This was a natural tie-in. So their reps go every day to talk to dentists. Now they bring in Optum, and it is now the #1 product in dental in Canada after, you know, 7 years on the market.
Well, it's exciting, and I can see that you certainly allow your personal preferences and areas of interest to be proudly displayed in your office.
Well, I do. You know, like I said, I came from a Tier 1 organization called Bausch & Lomb, and you know, back then it was a bit more staid, and you had to, you know, get approval from human resources to put a picture of your family up. So I wanted to break that mold and provide people with their own space, and I figured if I went overboard, they would know I was serious, that it's your space. If you want to play music, you want to hang pictures up, you want to enjoy your space, feel free to do so. So I know it looks like a flea market, but I like it.
Oh, that's great. And what is your favorite part of your day?
Favorite part of the day, excuse me. Favorite part of my day is basically anytime I get to interact with some of the people here at Virox on specific projects or issues. So it's an open door, and it's getting knocked on 20 times a day. So my favorite part of the day comes in spurts.
Right.
And I really enjoy that, especially when it's a good, fulsome discussion on strategy or where we're going next. So I really enjoy that. And open innovation, the guys from the lab will come upstairs and say, hey, what do you think of this? Or we've just discovered that. And that's kind of exciting. You never know what's going to happen, so it's cool.
Now, you're also involved in something else quite interesting in the community called the Python Pit.
Yeah. The Python's Pit was developed by the Halton Rotary Club to bring profile to you know, entrepreneurialism and you know, the Dragon's Den concept. So I like to call it Dragon's Den Light, because it's not about, you know, entertainment. It's not about entertainment. It's about 5 investors getting together and genuinely giving feedback and possibly money to some entrepreneurs that come from the university or college or high school sectors in the Halton region. So it's going to be, I think, a real exciting event.
And do you think that's going to become kind of an annual event?
I hope so. I'm not sure if it'll be the same pythons, the way you have Dragon's Den repeating itself, but at the end of the day, I think it's a very viable concept, and you know, the reception it's been getting and the publicity it's been getting is fantastic. I think it's a good thing.
So one of the things you're also quite involved with is the Oakville Chamber, and I was wondering if you could give us some comments as to why Virox and Fusion Cast are members.
Well, you know, the Oakville Chamber, we joined it right from the get-go. You know, there's a tremendous networking opportunities. They put on some great events, and John Sawyer, in his tireless effort to get first-class speakers and events on the map is quite impressive, really. So we try to participate as much as we can. I believe our Fusion Cast team was there with participating with a display at an event a couple of weeks back, or what have you. And I just think it's the right thing to do for the community and for business.
Well, thank you for spending time with us today.
It was my pleasure. That was fun.
Today on In Good Company, we've been with Randy Pilon, President and CEO of Virox Technologies, Fusion Cast, and the soon-to-be Dog Day Nights. Thank you so much, Randy.
My pleasure.